Hi there. Hi. I don't have my act together. Just don't. We need to do this. I feel like I forgot some steps here. Do we do all the steps? Possibly. I don't know. Hard to say. Anyway, I was kind of not going to stream today. I was just letting it go by. But then I remembered I said I was going to try to stream every day this week and work on the thing. But I also got to go to the gym soon, so it's not going to be a long stream. We're just going to... Dracklin, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for the sub. This is half-hearted. But, you know, sometimes a half-hearted effort is better than having no heart at all. That's what I always say. I've never said that. What I was thinking of doing today is, so we did this yesterday. I did some other work on this off stream. It looks not bad. It doesn't look super great in AR. I added like a black scrim behind it to help it pop a little bit. But it's okay. I want to start on another one though. And so I was just looking at old Instagram sketches from years ago, and there was one in particular that I thought would be interesting to try to recreate. That goes a little something like this. It was this one. And the thing I was interested in trying to manage is like, this was not efficient, right? This was just a ton of game objects and so on and so forth. And we didn't really try to make it very good. We generated these shapes in Antiprism, if I remember correctly, and then went to town and just spewed them out all over the place. It's a very simple strategy. I think we just created a ring of with some number of instances around the ring, and then we just picked two shapes and alternated them. So it seems not that hard to do. But what I'm interested in, especially in trying to get it to run efficiently on VR, one, we're not going to have the beautiful glow, which is always a problem. We'll try to find a way to add some glow, like some fakey glow, but my whole life is faking glow because these VR headsets just can't do anything. But I haven't done this kind of thing before. And by this kind of thing, I mean this sort of mesh instancing strategy. And I don't know how it works, but looking at it, let's pull. I just grabbed those objects from the repository they were in and crammed them in here. I haven't really done anything with them yet. Dracon, I'm having a hard time like keeping momentum. It's just too easy to like not, I don't know. It's too easy to like do Sudoku for 6 hours or something. Not even on stream. If I'm gonna do Sudoku for 6 hours, I should at least stream it, right? But then I also like am not going outside where it's nice. I don't know what I'm doing with myself. It's a weird thing where I have like, I go crazy when I have too much contract work for too long, but I start to go a little crazy, honestly. I don't even want to admit this, but I go a little crazy, honestly, also when I don't have jobs for a while, but I don't want any jobs. This looks maybe not good. This almost seems like my push shouldn't go through. So the thing we want to try to do, again, I haven't done this, but I think I get the idea. I think and I don't know, like some of the, Blender not on this computer? Surely it is. I use Blender now. It's a big change in the last year or two. The shocking change, I know. No one could have anticipated it, but I got tired of paying for Maya. The thing, Blender has gotten usable. I feel like when I tried Blender, whatever, 10 years ago, it was inscrutable. Like it felt to me, as what I said at the time, and I stand by this, that it was designed by people who'd never used any other software before. And then in recent years, here's how they get you. In recent years, they like added the industry standard keyboard shortcut mode, and that's what really got me to use Blender. But here's the trick, and this is how they really get you. Those industry standard shortcuts, are not what any of the documentation talks about. And if you want any tutorials or any help online or anything, those people are not using industry standard shortcuts. They're using the insane Blender shortcuts. But so I've been slowly, I still barely know any, like that. My shortcut game is poor, let's say. But I've been forced in. So I don't know if I can actually do the thing that I want to do. But let's try to do the thing that I want to do. My understanding, and again, I've never done this, is that it is possible to have a single mesh with multiple sub meshes, and then basically have that mesh available to you. Can I not do this? Why you gotta be like this, Blender? That mesh available to you in the shader graph. So you have one mesh, but then you kind of instance everything by submesh. Never done it. Never done it. That is so stupid. Are you serious? Blender, why are you like this? The geometry is not good. There's some weird problems with the geometry I don't understand, but I also don't want to deal with it right now. Can we really only import one thing at a time? So I can't drag and drop import, and I can't import multiple, even though it lets me highlight multiple things. You dog. So why are these sizes completely... What? What? I don't know what I'm doing. Well, okay. I'll just be mad at Blender then. We seriously have to do this one at a time? Is that true? A sprite, your buddy. There is that. What is the thing? I wish that the thing that Blender doesn't have that Fusion does is like Rhino has it as well, and I love it. And I wish every piece of software had this, where you just start typing to get the menu item. Like you just bring up a search box, like kind of Spotlight style. I don't understand why every piece of software doesn't do that. I also don't understand why I can't drag an OBJ into this stupid program. So I have to do these one at a time, and it's making me angry already. Why would you do this? Does Blender have like some searchy pop-up thing? I thought it kind of had that, but not exactly in the way that I want. What? Okay. If I had just done the thing instead of complaining. F3? Okay, this is good. F3 is a terrible shortcut for that. Why would you make it F3? Why would you make it F3? That is so counter to the whole point of the whole thing. The whole point is that you just want to start typing like a human being with your hands on the home row, not reach up to a uncomfortable, hard to touch type button and then have to bring your hands back to the home row. Bad job, Blender. Why would you F3? Why would you make that an F key? No, it's too. I'm too upset. Why would you? Why is everything so bad, Dracula? F3. F3. F3? No. Wrong. That is the wrong choice. I also, why is our standard rhomba cuboctahedron so big? Why do you think that is? F3. You at least make it like F1 or F4, so it's at one of the ends of the F group, so it's easier to find without looking. F3. Asinine. Why not just like shift spacebar or alt spacebar or something that makes sense? F3. Okay, so sorry, Dracula. Life is Yours loves it when I get angry at things, but I don't think you have the same fondness for my F3. Look, somebody who's watching already left because I got so mad about F3. So I don't know how to do this, but we're gonna just feel our way through it. What is the documents folder is useless. Also useless. Why would you... the fact that any software can just dump garbage in here is... yeah, Assassin's Creed Origin, a game I played for 1 hour and hated, now is just forever in my documents folder. Bad. Bad, everyone. Bad software. Okay, just cool it. So what we want to try to do, I think... what I think we can do, and I don't know this, but this is what we're going to try to do. Actually, this isn't going to work. These are going to show as individual meshes, and we need them to be a submesh. So we could write software to do that. Right? Because these are not... these are not... These come in as individual meshes, not submeshes. We need to combine these. That's sort of annoying. We have to merge them all. Can you even like view submeshes? How do you... I don't know how to do that. Okay, well, let's start learning together. Let's make a new scene. That's not how you make scenes. I'm not going to stream super long, maybe 1 hour. Do you know who Andy Rooney is? His job used to be just to like complain on television. Maybe... why can't... he would just go on television and complain about things. Seemed like a pretty good job. I need the technology version of that. So let's make a thing. I don't think this is really what we want, but we'll start with it. Okay, so we got this fun stuff going on. So this is where we're gonna have issues, right? Because this, the thing we want is, to do a an output mesh. So actually, I think, can you do this? No? We just... is it, wait, why are you so mad at me? Why can't I do this? Is there some other... oh, output particle mesh is probably the thing that I want. Wow, why do I have... I don't even know what output mesh is for. Can I do both of these? Weird. Okay. So we've got... what are we doing here? We're launching a bunch of capsules. That didn't work at all. Launching a bunch of capsules. So the problem is, so we could do this and then launch our rhombocuboxdahedron. We would want to... probably can't see it right now, right? Because of size or because of... because of why? Because I don't have a shader, or just because it's too small, or... why do you think I can't see? Maybe we need a simpler mesh. Let's start with this. Okay. Oh, because there's probably no UVs on that, on those other meshes, right? So that's just straight up sphere. Capsule. does not like our rhombic whatever. I wonder why it doesn't like that one. Doesn't like our dodecahedron either. Could be something about the way these were. Okay, some of them work though. We probably will want. Probably don't need all of these anyway. Oh, no, that's interesting. It's the ones that are in the FBX are not working, and the ones that are OBJs are working. Why would that be true? I mean, there's a Unity way to make a submesh. It's a thing you can do. I sort of wonder if the problem is like that it doesn't have normals or something, or they may not have UVs. They may this still doesn't actually make much sense. So why would it not have? Does it not have a? Is it the material? I don't know of a way to just. I know you can see the count of submeshes. Maybe there's a way to figure this out. Why do you think that the no normals, recalculating normals, that's fine. I want you to. Why do you think that's true? Like what do you think it is about keep quads? Why do you think those don't work? Like, what is the difference between this and this? Is it the fact that they are what if we do why are you not in the right place? Just submesh thing is kind of annoying. So if we do that, and now we have an OBJ based Antiprism, that seems to not. Well, that's interesting though. That actually did do the right thing with the submeshes. Okay, so now I don't really know how we will do this. I don't know if this is like a 32. It looks like it's going to be a bitwise thing, which is going to be insane to do in the graph, but maybe kind of fun. I mean, presumably there's some bitwise dudes in here. So if this works right, yeah, okay. Look at that. So we now have some friends that are being rendered, and the geometry is not good, but we'll just ignore that for the moment. Okay, so I wasn't aware of that. So the OBJ like did the right thing for us, which is nice of it. So how do we want to do this? Like, is there any bitwise? There are bitwise operators. So, Draclin, did you leave when I complained too much about Blender? I'm not sorry. I'm a little bit sorry, but I'm not that sorry, but I'm a little sorry. So so that kind of worked. So I think the thing we probably want to do, I don't really know the best way to do this. Is this actually going to do all of them, or is this being a big dummy? Like I really just want like the same material on all of these. Why is it, is Blender not understand the idea of operating on more than one thing at the same time? Is that just too hard for it? Why can I really not do this? Doesn't that seem insane? Doesn't that seem like a super basic thing you'd want to be able to do? Surely there's a way to do it. I'm gonna say that there's a way to do it, and I just don't know how, because it's impossible to believe that the software is not capable. Okay, so we still have the big monster, but that's okay. So select everything. You can export an OBJ like so. Which now we should have one material. And if we just make that one material, unlit, that doesn't really look right, does it? Oh, because we're not actually using the material. Right. That's unfortunate. Because ideally, gosh, that looks pretty bonkers. I would like to render both sides without having to have a custom shader, because my assumption is the default shader is lighter weight. I don't know that, but I just feel like it's probably true. So how do you think this is a so we have 32 bits. So to count through those, we would just count through by powers of 2, right? I think we can maybe tone things down a little also. Maybe don't. Toning gravity. Okay, so let's just make this sphere bigger. This is not really working the way I'd expect. I mean, just in terms of the way it's rendering. One, it does look like it's outputting more than one submesh. Yeah, that's all of them. So why? Did I do something wrong? Are these not the... Oh. Well, that's weird. That time it came through as... What? Wait, what did I do differently this time? What did I do differently? Ah, we needed them to be different materials. Oh, I guess that's how it decides to make them submeshes. So this, we need like... Oh my God, I'm not going to type that. You kidding me? At this hour? I see. So that in this case, the submeshes are dictated by the DOD. Cube. Interesting. So don't use OBJs very much these days. Did that do the thing that person would want it to do? How did we do the thing where we saw the... Yes. Okay, that's better. Right. So now we're happy, right? The rendering of this still looks insane though, and I don't really understand that. Why is it gray? Is this freaking out because there's no UVs? I don't really want UVs, you know? But if I don't do that, is it going to be angry at me? Like the blend mode is opaque. I mean, additive's okay. But the fact that it's adding onto itself is not very cool. Well, we want these to be hyper glowy, you know? And I don't actually know if this works. Like, what you would sort of hope that it would do is set the vertex colors. It does. Why is there transparency? I said render opaque. Doesn't that not look opaque? Some people would call that partially transparent. Why? That color does not look like the color I'm asking it to render. Why do you think that is? Is it a dumb texture thing? And it's doing like half alpha, whatever, like some... Is it like... Ugh, maybe we have to do UVs? I don't wanna. I don't remember how. Can I just do it? Do I have to be in fancy pants mode or something? Binary. Is it my normals? Could be the normals. I generated the normals. Still looks weird though. I mean, even if the normals were wrong, there's no back faces on, I would expect it to just not draw, right? But we did say Calculate normals. I think it's still it makes no sense that there'd be any transparency, but I sort of feel like it is. We need to do select all the faces or something. This looks great. Those are also quite, there's crazy geometry in here, but I don't really want to regenerate this. Not today, at least. I forgot how to do this. I feel like I'm missing a menu at the top. Does that sound correct? So where'd the music go? What am I forgetting? I have all these selected here. I went into UV editing. Is it mad because there's no... Oh boy. Don't do that. What have I done here? I have you. I have your faces. I have all your precious faces selected. Is my like layout screwed up or something? I'm gonna reset my... Is there like a reset workspace just to make sure I'm not in a weird state? I feel like I'm missing... Is it all here? I thought this appeared over here. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a different version of Unity or of Blender. Okay, let's just add some UVs for this. I don't really think that's the problem, but let's just try it. For that one, and then export as OBJ the selection. Anything different? Isn't there so we have some UVs. Somebody in here should have a checkerboard. Yes. Okay, so that tetrahedron has a checkerboard. Why would it be transparent? Is there just something really weird about... I mean, I think output particle mesh is the thing we want. What critical detail am I missing here? I mean, okay. Unfortunately, these are going to look really bad. They look very aliasy. Okay, what it seems to be is that if you just don't have a texture, it does everything 50% gray, including the alpha, even though you ask for opaque, which is weird. And not cool. Maybe this one's just not going to work the way I hope it is. Like, we definitely have some things working against us here. I really shouldn't have deleted that other thing, should I? Kind of want that now. Am I ever going to find it? Okay. So did we decide we could do both of these? Because what you'd kind of want is to render these in such a way that they were kind of additively helping each other out. kind of I don't know. This route may be fruitless. Perfect. I'll add alpha, set alpha. So you know, we could give some very bad little glowy. The additive is no good here because it adds on itself. So this really has to be opaque. And we really do have to have a solid texture of some kind. There's just the aliasing is going to be really rough. So another possibility, which I think is not a good idea, unfortunately, because there'd be no parallax. If it was in 2D, we could do these as like rotating sprite sheets. But I think that's not going to serve us well here. You could imagine building these in such a way that they had like some kind of billboardy glow in them. That'd be pretty wild because they are effectively just like line segments. So you could draw them that way. Why does our angular velocity not update? If we set angular velocity, wouldn't you expect things to happen? Maybe that's just too small. Because those are degrees. Yeah. But we'd need to, okay, so these would have to face the camera position. That's funny though. Why does that not work for the quad? Like the billboarding. Funny. You'd kind of want, I guess you'd have to like do any angular velocity stuff you wanted to do here if you really wanted to try to keep this as one system. It's the dodecahedrons. That's what everybody wants. That's what everybody's here for. The dodecahedron. Cubes are cute. Well, why would you rotate the thing that I have told you to billboard? That seemed like a weird choice. I don't understand you. I mean, just randomize the Z, I guess. If that's the... Okay. I need a reality check here. Do I think I'm going to be able to get to the thing that I want with this? I'm not feeling great about it. Because of the... Because we can't have real glow. And like faking a glow that sort of conforms to the shape while they're rotating is not trivial, both in terms of doing it, but in terms of like runtime performance. And then even if we do all that, the anti-aliasing is going to be pretty gross. So that particular look may be a no-go. It doesn't mean it's hopeless in terms of the billboards in the OBJ. Well, I want the particles. I want them to billboard even while the... I mean, this is doing what I want in terms of the glow is billboarding, but while the object rotates. But you know, any angle you look at this, the glow should be a different shape. But we could make the glow softer so it wasn't as apparent. But I'm just thinking through, like, is it... Maybe I just want a totally different approach here. Like maybe we just make one that's about platonic solids. I have an idea. I guess what I'm saying is maybe I'm having second thoughts about adapting this kind of directly. Wait, what are these extra solids? This is a cool... There's 5 platonic solids. How come sometimes there's more? What is this? The star tetrahedron? That's just 2 tetrahedrons. You're not fooling anybody. I mean, it looks cool. And, you know, the cool thing about it is I do have the audio split into 6 bands. So that's very convenient. So what I guess what I'm just maybe imagining is like, maybe I do want a cool geometry based weird thing. It would be kind of cool. What do you think about it, Plato? Just have Plato's head in the middle and the solids are just orbiting around it. That'll look cool, right? Oh, this guy says there's a 4D hyperdiamond. Oh man, I don't know time for hyperdiamonds. I like the yeah, I like the where we cross over from geometry into strange mysticism and suddenly we have like some new shapes. New wake up babe, new platonic solid just dropped. It's the whatever chakra. Kind of into that. I mean, I had one of those. I think they're cool. So, okay, I guess I'm not convinced that that trying to adapt that. Let's go look at it. I'm trying to adapt this. I think this looked cool, but it's hard for me to imagine really getting this effect that we want with the very limited. I mean, it would just have to be so hot. I mean, it would if it worked, it would look cool. That's true. Things that look cool are cool. I do like cool looking things. The thing I don't like is things that aren't cool. When things aren't cool, hate it. So we try? We've got a lot working against us, gotta say. Like as far as recreating this with no post-processing, 90% of why this looks cool is post-processing. We've got glow and vignette and chromatic aberration. Or sorry, bloom. Vignette and chromatic aberration. Some kind of distance fog. Maybe they just get brighter as they come forward. I don't know. I mean, when they just like, they do look pretty cool when they really just get in your face. The intense chromatic aberration helps with the coolness, for sure. We're not going to do that on a headset. Oh boy, I don't know. Don't know if I have faith in this one. A lot of transparent particles, apparently. I'm gonna pull a little cute little bubble on everything. That's kind of funny. To have a like, if the particles like approximated the shape of the thing. I don't think I really want to do that, but it is a little funny. I mean, that almost makes me think they really could just be like a blurry octahedron or something, just something that's a little bit irregular. Maybe. That's a deep maybe. I still just don't. I don't know. Not immediately super confident with this. So let's try for like, I don't know, give it 20 minutes. We'll just try to prototype the ring thing. So we want to spawn like 8 at a time, and we want to do a custom spawn index, spawn count. Just normalize this. And set that as our arc sequencer. And then what's the matter? Spawn is 8. Out of the count. On the surface. What's wrong here? Is this not, this is a normalized value? Right? Why is spawn index not the spawn? Oh yeah. This needs to be pulses, or like a periodic burst of 8. We'll just, to start with, do it every second. And then with this, we can do the sequence. Not true. What I have said is not true. Why? We want to spawn 8. Am I doing this right? There is that spawn context. Is that spawn count wrong somehow? Somehow that's wrong. I don't know why. And then we want these to be not random. And then we want, for now, we'll just add a force. We'll add velocity. We'll set velocity to some Z. Let's give it a touch of Z. That was a lot. Why do you think the spawn count was so wrong? Unclear. But let's do a random number between like 8 and 12 or something like that. 6 and 12. And you can go here and here. That's super duper wrong. We need a consistent seed. Why do you think that's wrong? That doesn't make very much sense, right? If these were the same, not per particle. Still not right. Okay, I'm gonna stand up for a moment. We want it per spawn, basically. I thought you could do, I'm confused. Because I thought we could do, I don't know why the spawn count. Does that have to be from the source or something? Ah. Still seems not quite right, you know? Does it need to be spawn count -1 or something? That don't really make sense. Why would this be? Why are you like this? Let's do like every 4 seconds. Let's just have a gander at this. Binary, why is this happening? Is this the spawn index? Doesn't it look like one's missing in there? But I don't know. Seems like this is not updating. Or sorry, this doesn't seem right. That is arc sequencer. Does it never hit 1? You would think that subtracting 1 would make it hit 1. That looks even more wrong. Oh wait, sorry. Not subtract 1, add 1. But that seemed not correct. Is it something dumb? It's going to be like 0.99 or something. Okay, I got to step away for 1 minute. I'll be right back. Why? Why is this like this? Where's the problem here? We're doing this stuff. Really is just the position. I don't quite... Is it something incredibly stupid about like the value of pi on here not being pi? That would be funny. Like the weird non-pi value that was there. Look at that. What is going on? If I do -1, sorry, not minus, plus. What is happening? I'm a confused person. Didn't we just do this with the other thing and it worked? Like, the mandala uses this very similar strategy here, right? Why? I guess we never randomized this. Did I break it? Killing me. Literally. I'm literally dead. Why? Here's the real question. The other question is, why is this not actually random? Add 1 to the index. Is that not the same as subtracting 1 from the count? Try it. Let's try it. try anything at this point. Binary? Why would that be true? That is never a normal person thing to do. Why would that work? Oh, is it expecting 0? That would be, well, no, it's a normalized value. It didn't work. It almost worked. For a moment, it looked like it was working. Is it something dumb about like what this value is? Oh, I know the problem. I think that this is outputting a random float. That's probably the problem, right? That's the problem. That's what the problem is. We need yeah, when you do random range in Unity, it is like type sensitive. And if you do integers, it knows you're doing integers. This is obviously not. I mean, we could maybe, I wonder if that's an option here. Okay, that helps explain that. This is 0 indexed, and this is a number. You would sort of expect that you want to be normalized out of 1, 1 minus this if you wanted to fully go all the way around, but we don't, because then we'd have 2 at the top, right? Like we would draw 2 on top of each other because 0 and 1 would be the same place on here. So we don't actually want to hit 0 and 1, I think. So this is correct-ish. Now we need to do this this spherical velocity. So let's do this. Actually, we should have added, but whatever. Let's add velocity, some z. Let's do, we want the direction blend. We just want a little bit of this. I don't know why this is, I was about to say, why is this so slow? It's because I have a huge delay on it. That's why. That's why it's so slow. Okay, so we have this. This number does not actually look like it's changing. Okay. That's exciting. Doesn't really look like enough. I have no concept really of how many we did before. Rotating these on a central axis sounds really annoying and hard. I don't know how to do it. Let's do a couple things. Let's do a size over life here. I mean, that would look kind of cool if I didn't hate it. The why is our angular velocity so weird? Seems wrong. I really want this to be clampy, probably. I did kind of like it, doing a little topsy-turvy. Oops. Oops. So we want a much smaller radius to start with. feel like they scale in an insane direction. So we want a bit more. What's insane about these? I guess we must have really increased the size the other time. In fact, I don't think we grew them out so much as just had them come forward. I think that's the real secret. Wah! Uh-oh. Caused a ruckus. What have we done? I mean, if these were... Wah! This is probably unwise in terms of optimization. Let's call it non-optimal. But, you gotta get that glow somehow. We need like a... Not bright enough. I want you to be even brighter. Blinding. Just kind of muddy. We don't have enough, it's not doing enough cool stuff. It's just too, I don't know, it feels like it's going to be just too close to the mandala. Sort of don't want them to grow. It's yeah, it is somewhat satisfying when they like perfectly align. Let's Got a slight problem here. What? Oh, less fastness and less bigness, or maybe more bigness here. Oh no, I've made too little. The fastness is too little. Man, I don't know. I hit the wrong button. A slight problem here. Very minor. Really, we would like this to be like per spawn index, I think. I don't know. Not feeling extreme amounts of confidence with this one. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, that's sort of cool. It looks insane. Oh no, that's all of our meshes. Where's the Helio, how's it going? Thank you for the brief, yo. This isn't going very well anyway, so it's okay. I mean, it's a cool dodecahedron cube. Or tube. Everybody likes a good dodecahedron tube. It's only 256 particles. I don't think the variable the backface thing is annoying, but it'd be kind of cool if that color swept. Yeah, how do I do that? We'd need a random number between 1 and 7 and square it. Is that how we would do this? I think that's how we would do it. We have a mesh index. Does that work? That seems to be a lie. Rhombic dodecahedron. We have a what's the weirdest one we have in here? We have a rhombicuboctahedron. But, you know, we got to keep things under wraps. So, how do we do this? That mesh index seems to be a falsehood. Or it doesn't. I mean, I think we just have to do the bitwise math. But it can't be that hard, right? Unless there is a set. Helio, thank you so much for stopping by. You have bad chakras. It's true. I mean, can we just use the mesh index even though we're not? What I want to do is, here, let's just try this. If we just picked a random number between something and something and square it. I forgot how many meshes we have. 7, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 and 7, and then square that. Make it an integer. And then down here, get the mesh index. I don't know if we can do this, but definitely broken something. Cannot link a GPU operator to a system CPU input. Interesting. Can we do a custom attribute? That is a integer called submesh. And do this. Wrong number. Oh no, what? I did the wrong thing. Do that and then get custom attribute. We might not be able to do this, which would be sad. I forgot what we called that. What do we call it? Oh, sub mesh index. And then all this sub mesh index integer. Seems mad about that. A GPU operator to a system-wide CPU input. So how do we avoid that? How do we do this? How can we do this? Can we do it based on some like switch statement or something? Like, it seems like this it's not going to want to do this, but like if we said this was an integer. This is a very clumsy way to do this, but if we said that the default value, how do you think we do this? Like, what do you think this actually is? It's got to just be an integer, right? I don't really understand why it has a no, we can't plug that in. How do we do this? Do we just say okay, maybe it's something we just had to like fully calculate down there. So in other words, instead of doing this, this is not really what I want to do, but let's just see if this works. What are you talking about? Why is a random number? I see. But how can we? Huh. Like any I just don't really see how we're going to do this. Cannot link a GPU operator to a system-wide CPU input. Why? Coward. There's surely a way to do that, because otherwise what would be the point of this if you can't have an input? Like, not even being able to have a random value over here seems insane. Now I've broken it. Okay, great. Every frame, we've got a different... This is what you wanted, right? So as soon as we do per particle, we're boned. Per particle mesh variation, did you find... Did they solve it? Oh no! But this is 4 years ago. Several outputs for one system and set the alive. Oh, that's lame. That's way less cool. Four meshes on a particle mesh output and use mesh index. I see. So you can add 4 meshes and use the mesh index. That's not too bad. It's funny that it's only 4. Shader ref refactor. Do your tree shopping logic in a shader. Blech. Okay, so just if we do 4, we can do this. And then, oh boy. Why do we not have all those turned on? So we would, if we did just want 4, which is obviously not enough, we could randomize the sub mesh index up here. Well, that's disappointing. This is really not the thing we want, but so why doesn't that work? I wish I could turn all of these off in a way that was easy instead of having to click all of these numbers individually, which is a nightmare. Oh my gosh, why? Why would you default all of these to on? What would make that seem like a good idea? Are you serious? There we go. How about that? So, but why is it not using the submesh index? Did I not just set that? Oh. Cute. Okay. I do like the idea. Yeah, why would, man, rude. I need 6 of these, ideally. I mean, a cube is the most boring platonic solid. It shouldn't even count. It's just a cube. No one cares about a cube. So it's not really the design intent. The design intent is really supposed to be like mod 2. You know, like every other one within a ring is a different fellow, and then every ring has a different composition. Which we could do based on the spawn index and then some other thing that I don't know what it is. Okay, I don't know what to do with this. I like, there's something to it. There is something to it. It's not the same thing. It's not as good as the old thing. Now we just have to live with that. It's bananas. Oh, a Care Bear stare. Well, kind of love it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The missing back faces are unfortunate. Okay, here, I guess this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that there's something about this that is like, it's not the same look as our other thing, the Instagram reference. It's not really that in that realm, but it is like coming up on sort of a interesting it's kind of approaching an interesting sort of vector feeling. Is it worth pursuing that? Because, oh boy, the like, I haven't done much with this, but it is possible to draw particle lines, and like you could. There's probably some insane way that we could draw. We'd have to like generate our own compute buffers, probably. Let's see. Problem is, I don't think these lines have thickness, or do they? I think these are just trails, not... Those are particle strips, which is not the same thing. We want output particle line. Line surrender particle defined by 2 endpoints are always a single pixel width. So not really the thing we want. Although, I do want
Make
some
sure you're
anime
using
speed
a render.
lines. Definitely want anime speed lines. Oh, we probably need to add that to the outer space one, huh? If only we could easily have bloom. The thing, There is that. I feel like no one uses it. Like these are trails. I'm fairly certain. What are you doing? Get out of here. Pretty. Pretty. Just some of these things are very, like, bloom dependent. That's not the world we live in. I don't know. Binary, what are we doing here? I gotta go to the gym. Do want to do something like this. It's something we haven't actually done at all yet, is waveform visualization, which we should probably do, or like the FFT visualization. Or both. I mean, I can think of some pretty silly ways to do that. I mean, we could do the thing where we just visualize like the FFT ring, you know, FFT, like sort of this. Oh, come on, somebody. Anyway, whatever. It's the thing where you take like the FFT buckets, do the frequency visualization, but like do it radially. I get like this sort of thing. Just a radial representation. I haven't. That's a cool one. Should we just? I mean, we could make something that's fancier than I was envisioning. This is actually, okay, when I was talking earlier about like trying to lean into something vectory, this is sort of what I was visualizing. And I think it doesn't have to be, I think we can do this. I think we can get away with this. Maybe. It would be a pretty tricky way of making it. Like, specifically, I was thinking of these, like these visualizations, but I can imagine cheating a vector if they were essentially like little triangle. I don't know how to describe this very well. Basically, they would be triangular little images that were bigger, so they had some glow sort of cheated into them. Problem is when you saw them on an angle, it wouldn't be very believable. You could imagine doing it with some kind of line renderer setup. That's tricky. That's really tricky. Yeah, like a Geometry Wars look. There was a asset once upon a time. I mean, Geometry Wars is beautiful. It's all 2D. I guess we could just lean into that. Just make like a very 2D-ish vector thing. It just always has to billboard at you, which kind of is lame in who we are. Glowy things are hard. I mean, you could think of ways to do it, but they seem not trivial. Like having sort of like secret billboard, like for this thing, letting those, I mean, you wouldn't have to. It would just be nice to. Yeah, I could think of a few ways to do it. They'd have very silly geometry, but I think they would actually work. It would be not outrageously hard to build, but it'd be pretty annoying. It wouldn't be too bad, actually. Like fundamentally, what I'm imagining, and I don't know if this actually works or not, but the thing I'm kind of imagining is, get out of here. No, I said get out of here. Don't ask me. Get out of here. The thing I'm kind of imagining is something like, you'd have, not this, no. Is that always a square? That's fine. And then, I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. Seems like not a terrible idea. I've done stuff kind of like this before, but the principle would be to, in fact, it's probably easier to just generate it, but the principle would be you'd have kind of a setup like this, and then you'd have sort of a like glowy line with fall off on both sides, so that it would appear to be a dimensional line. Let's visualize that. Okay, I unfortunately don't like this. I feel like it's only an hour and a half. We learned some things, but I'm not really feeling it. But let's just try to visualize this thing for a second, because I think there is a texture in here, default. Is it tail? I mean, I will do something with the platonic solids, certainly. But I think I have another idea on how to generate them. This would work. I think this would work. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I think we're onto something. We will have to write some annoying software to do this, but where do we find this? Okay. Maybe we might be snatching. We're either snatching victory from the jaws of defeat or the other one. Where is the other? This. Okay, so imagine default trail, they call it. Imagine for a moment a material that is a URP unlit with the base map of that default tail. Where did you go? Why is that hidden from me? Oh, it's trail. Okay, and it's going to be transparent, and it's going to be additive, and we're going to make it cool. Blue. A blue that is cool. That's not a very cool blue, but we're going to go with it. So imagine the like junctions are where we're going to have problems with this. I can already foresee, but let's just ignore the junctions for a minute, because maybe we can hide them somehow. Not easily, but maybe we can. So what I'm imagining, where's this quad? What is going on? I'm having weird problems with Unity on this computer. Oh, can't compile the visual. What? So you're just not going to draw anything because you have some weird... I don't care. Why? Okay, never mind. So this is sort of the idea. How could we do this? It actually... Gosh, you'd need it to not add to itself, which is a bummer, because you'd need to like draw depth. Okay, maybe my brilliant plan isn't very brilliant. You'd have to have depth to make this work. Guess you could try to draw this, and this isn't going to work, but you could like try to force this into a different hue. I mean, unless we just said at a small enough scale, this was not so bothersome. Because if it, at the right scale, you'd kind of have the... Fall off on this is not very good, unfortunately. Another option is to do like the inverted kind of Fresnel glow trick, but that's also not great. Okay. This would not work unless you didn't... You'd have to like self-occlude. Which is maybe fine. I mean, you'd need to... I don't know if you can even do that with shader graph. You'd essentially need like a transparent... Yeah, that one, I don't think that'd work. I guess if it wasn't additive and it was just... had the right... Like, this is sort of the idea, you know, where most of the time it kind of looks like it. Obviously, the width changes, but hey, I guess we could do that with the right kind of gradation on it, you know. The ends would be annoying. Ideally, I guess they would be like little billboarded circles. I don't know. Seems hard to get just exactly the look that we want, although in this case we really can just use like excuse me, a gradient texture or a gradient in the shader. I guess we want to do a texture if we're going to try to do a lot of these. But it'd be... I don't know how else we could get this, you know? We do... This, I kind of like this idea. Like, these probably wouldn't be... I'm trying to think of how I'd want to do this. And we were drawing 1,000 of them. It'd be kind of nice to... I don't actually know what would be most efficient. I guess billboards into the OBJ. It's just like the billboarding of the. I guess yeah. Okay, I think I understand what you mean. The problem is like we'd want most of these to be static, but we'd want the end pieces to actually billboard, ideally. Like, so I don't think it could be a static model. It would need some logic. You'd almost be drawing a particle at each of the vertices. This song is unhinged. Kind of like it, but it's definitely unhinged. I don't know. Okay, so that's, I don't know. We could also just focus on a different path. We probably should have something that is just more of a fancy VU meter kind of thing. Like radial. You're very fancy. I don't really know how I would want to do it in terms of like the most performant strategy. You know, I did actually, now that I say this, I did do this thing once upon a time. How did I do it? Like the billboarding thing that you're mentioning, maybe I should just revitalize this because this was done a long time ago and I never used it. But the like these kinds of things that I just did very deliberately, as like they were very like deliberately two-dimensional objects that were pretending to be 3D, and they looked fairly cool. Maybe this is the way to go. I think this thing was cool. I should have set up some way to actually use it, but I mean outside of the context of HoloGem, which is long gone, I believe. So, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym. Binary, it was nice to see you. Look, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, we could do something like this kind of thing that is sort of fake vector, but is really only two-dimensional, but we stack things up, you know? Like get some fake depth just to trick the old brain. And then, which kind of that's a lot of what's going on here, I assume. Lots of 2D stacking. A thing I'm not really sure about, though, that I would be kind of curious to explore is like, how would I really want to do this? Would I want to do it? What's the most effective? Because I'll have basically like a range of 1,000 scales or something. It would be fun to do something like very silly like this. This has that multi-layered thing I was talking about, though. Techno music, high energy. I mean, that would be sort of cool to have one that is very much just like a info visualizer. I like the sunrise. But I don't have an intuitive sense, at least right this second, of so many fancy sound visualizations. How do I do it? Like the really simple one is it's 1,000 objects that all get scaled. That doesn't sound very efficient, but maybe it is. I don't know. If it's all the same thing and you're drawing it instanced, then you know, this kind of stuff. would not be that hard to just do. It would be hard potentially to do it in a very performant way. I kind of would like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I would sort of like to try to do it with like with curves and stuff would be pretty cool. Like that, I don't know how you do it unless you're just generating a mesh, like a mesh with a trillion points on it, and you're manipulating that, which I could imagine doing in a shader. I don't know. I think we need to make some silly, very layered. Kind of like this one that is just is what it is just a mesh is pretty cool. Like we then have the problem of how do we draw this because life is hard and the world is hard, but the the real answer is I probably just should not think about it too hard and just start visualizing, because we gotta make stuff at a certain point. Still my ambition to release some kind of beta of this by the end of the month. We have 3 bad scenes and 1 awful scene at the moment, which is not very promising for a product. I mean, a meter like this is pretty easy. Oh no, I've broken everything. There is something about this that I kind of like. Or like, you know, kind of a distorted meshy kind of one. I do kind of like, I do want to revisit, you know, I have this thing. I want to revisit this thing. I don't know exactly what it looks like. It would be sort of cool to try to adapt it into the holo jammy kind of look, possibly. But I don't know. This one's pretty cool. I do like this idea as well. Like the idea of like this very segmenty kind of thing, but I don't know. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna go to the gymnasium. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Draclin, thanks for stopping by. Binary, thanks for stopping by. Helio, thanks for the hello. Everybody else who dropped by, I appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Not the most productive day, unfortunately. I mean, I did a fair amount of stuff offline, but at least I streamed a stream, as I said I would. Okay, goodbye.